This video summed up my entire feeling of Colombia. Vibrant and fun. Once we got off the stall rent, we spent a couple of days in Cartagena as a group. Went sightseeing. We saw the fort, which provides spectacular views of the city, and an old pair of shoes. Here's I'm hanging out with my friends and Dieter flipping me the bird, which I absolutely love. Old Town was amazing. Another bird. Finally, it was time for us to go, and Patrick and I decided to ride together. Patrick's the guy I met back in Delaware about 8 months ago, and we met in Panama City and been hanging out ever since. To ride out of Cartagena had a lot of traffic, but the views gave way along the western coast. Along the coast to beautiful scenery. The best part of Colombia for a motorcyclist is you don't pay tolls, you have your own little lane. We were making our way to Santa Marta through Barranquilla, and more views from the ocean. A lot of poverty along the way. The scenery just kept getting better as we were headed towards Santa Marta and the Sierra Nevadas. Santa Marta's a cool little town on the northeastern shore of Colombia. And this is an alarm system here. Santa Marta had a nice church. So today I trekked up into the mountains outside of Santa Marta to the small town of Minca. And it's about 600 meters above sea level, and it's quite cool. It's in the jungle. This is one of the main attractions that runs through the town, small town, Rio Minca. And, pretty amazing being here. Gotta be honest with you. After I left Santa Marta, the traffic was just horrible, but another perfect example of why it's great to ride a motorcycle. The scenery going south into Colombia just kept getting better and better. So today I'm in Aguachica, Colombia. It's about 6 hours south of Barranquilla, about, 7 hours east of Medellin. And I got a really nice room. I was really surprised at how inexpensive it was. It's only $18. It's a nice room. But I have what I think is the most entertaining view out of my window I've ever had on my trip. You gotta check this out. It's like a barnyard. There's chickens, roosters, dogs. There's a cat over there. And wow. Very, very nice, huh? So the ride continuing south from Aguachica started to take me into more jungly areas. A lot more twisty curves with trucks you had to get around. I only averaged about 35 miles an hour all through Colombia. That's just for trip planning purposes. Here's an enterprising kid getting a free ride on a truck. And me stuck in traffic again. I hung out for a couple of days in Bucaramanga. It's Colombia's third largest city, but like most cities, it's situated in a valley. These two jamokes rolled up, Patrick and Scott, from the stall rent. After Bucaramanga, I headed west into the mountains, experienced my first landslide. I think I ended up passing a dozen of these or so as I went through Colombia. Just about every time I saw construction, it was because of a landslide. I saw this sign for the first time, and I didn't know what the heck it meant, but turns out it means use your headlights. I stayed in Barranca Bermeja for a night, and then headed towards Medellin, taking a shortcut, and the shortcut was this road, which was not a good road. It was raining and very muddy. My GPS was telling me it was 78 miles, but as it turned out, it was only maybe 20 miles. Scott and I here are on Highway 62, just east of Medellin. We've been on it for, I don't know, an hour or so. We've got another, maybe a half hour left on it. This is a remarkable road. It's full of twisties. The whole thing is twisties. And we seem to have the road to ourselves. But this view is spectacular. It almost makes me feel like I'm back home in Virginia or North Carolina. But this is pretty awesome. The twisty roads continued, and really that's all you get in Colombia is twisty roads. More trucks, you get around. But the scenery was just beautiful. These little towns along the way. Festive, right in the middle of the mountains. I had to stop off for a few minutes because Scott thought he had a problem with one of his wheels. His front wheel was giving him a ticking sound. Turns out he believed it was the bearings, and later found out he was right. So we decided to just slowly limp into Medellin together in case the bearings got worse. Medellin is a huge, sprawling, beautiful, amazing city, a place I could live in a heartbeat. It's up in the mountains, so the weather's perfect. I rented this apartment for 3 weeks. I lived in that apartment, had a grocery store right across the street. Every day, like clockwork, it would rain 1 or 2 in the afternoon. But that was the view from my apartment. I just love watching the sunsets every day. It was nice having the chance to cook for myself. Saved a lot of money that way too. There's my Spanish school, which was just about a 10-minute walk from my apartment. Had some great people there. I'm going to miss them. There's my instructor, Juan. We had a lot of good times. I even taught one lesson, Spanish subjunctive, and I'll tell you, the lights for Spanish did not come on until I learned subjunctive. It's the key to understanding Spanish, in my opinion. I'm in Medellin, and I'm at a sports facility of sorts. There's a very old sport in Medellin, or in Colombia, called Tejo. And the way this works is that you throw these rocks, which I'll show you in a minute. The goal here is you take these rocks, and you're standing, I don't know, about 60 feet away, and you're throwing them into this clay pit here. And the goal is to try to get it in the middle of that. And these little pieces here are laced with gunpowder, so when the rock hits them, they explode. Oh yeah! That's what it sounds like. Alright, so it's another one of those days where I'm completely stoked because I just climbed up 675 steps to the top of La Piedra de Peñal, which is just outside the town of Guatapé, which is a couple of hours east of Medellin. But again, it must have been, I think the stairs were marked, I think it was 675 steps. But when you get here, this is the beauty of it. The views from the top of Guatapé are the Piedra de Peñol, were just phenomenal. This rock sticks up like in the middle of nowhere, and there's nothing else around like it. Lots of people talk about, well, how the heck did it get there? The town of Guatapé is also pretty cool. It's an artsy scene. What's really interesting about the city is that everywhere you look, all the houses are painted with these stories. And apparently it's the stories of the town's history. It's sort of touristy too. A couple days later, I took a trip over to Comuna 13 with my Spanish class, packed onto public transportation. Comuna 13 has a very bloody history. In 2002, it was the confluence of government and guerrilla and drug folks and a lot of killing. And apparently that's all been straightened out. Now it's a tourist area, particularly for street artists. We had some fun on the slide. Then we took the Metro Cable. Back into Medellin, which is cool. I finally got my bike serviced. I had to replace the 2 panniers that I crushed in Antigua in Guatemala. And the guys here at Ruta 40 BMW in Medellin were the greatest. They helped me put all the things I had tacked on back onto the bike, onto the panniers. Walked around a mall because it was Christmas season, and Medellin has some malls. Okay, so I'm leaving Medellin after 3 weeks. I really loved Medellin. I fell in love with that town. And after holding up in an apartment, taking some Spanish lessons, checking out the sights, it was time to go. The ride leaving Medellin was just more beautiful. I was headed towards the small town of Jardín. Soaking up this beautiful Colombian countryside. There's a huge river here that the road follows. And in every direction are these big things. Huge mountains in every direction. It's absolutely stunning. The problem right now, however, is that in rainy season in Colombia, you get this. You get this a lot. Landslides or derrumbes. But they have crews out, it seems like all the time, cleaning it up as soon as it happens. So I think I probably hit 10 of these or so since I've been in Colombia. I've never had to wait more than about 15 or 20 minutes before they got it cleared up. Let everybody go. But the scenery is spectacular. All right, today I am in the Andes Mountains, the eastern Andes Mountains in Colombia. And this is the heart of Colombian coffee country. And it is everywhere, and spectacular to me anyway, how they grow this stuff right on the sides of these mountains. At any rate, I'm about 5 miles from Jardín, which is about, I don't know, 50 miles south of Medellin. And it's just breathtaking scenery, breathtaking. Well, here I am in Jardín. I've been here about an hour or two. Look what the wind blew in. Mr. Frank, good to see you again, my friend. Today we're going to tempt fate and try a little paragliding to a place called Paragliding. And we're in Jardín, which is just amazingly beautiful. As is most of Colombia, everywhere you look, there's mountains. You can see those up there. And as well over this way. Just in every direction. Mountains, mountains, mountains. So we're going to go fly, paragliding through the mountains. So we watched the guys set up. I was a little nervous. Frank seemed calm. We hopped in that Jeep there for one hell of a ride.
This is just one of those really good motorcycle roads. I don't go looking for these. Now this is a road that I could never see myself going up. Jesus Christ. Thank God I'm in a Jeep. Holy Jesus. Alright, so today I'm in Jardín. That's Jardín down there, the city right down there. And today, Frank and I are going to do some paragliding. And we just came up in a Jeep. The crappiest road. Oh my God, I'm surprised we made it. At any rate, we're going to be hopping off of this hill right here. And hopefully we'll be cruising safely down there somewhere. But amazing. Look at these views. These views are incredible.
Here's Frank taking off, and I'm right behind him. And it was a blast. Here's Frank. We got in sort of a chase situation, and we were just riding in spirals higher and higher. And he was looking down over the town of Jardín. There's the church. But I really do think that was maybe one of the most thrilling things I've ever done. Landing was kind of rough, but I came away unscratched. Leaving Jardín, Frank and I decided to ride together since we were both headed south to different places, but we took a detour down the wrong road. But the scenery was beautiful.
Hi, greetings from Cali in Colombia. It's raining. It's been raining all day. I rode down from Paragliding earlier, and it rained the whole trip. Cali is just another one of those big cities in Colombia, and it's really just a transit stop for me. I'm not staying here other than just to sleep, but it's a different sort of Colombia that I've been used to. The road leading here was flat. It was in the valley, and it was nothing but sugar cane and straight roads, 4-lane roads, which was nice. But when I first got here, these two policemen were in the lobby of the hotel, or right outside the front of the hotel, and they had lots of questions.
Leaving Cali, I headed to Popayán, which is an interesting place. It's known as the White City because all the buildings are painted white. It's kind of surreal, actually.
I'm telling you what, whoever designed Route 25 between Popayán and Pasto should be considered for the Nobel Peace Prize. This is one amazing road. Check out these views. And yes, that goes straight down a few thousand feet. So I continued towards Pasto down these amazing roads, and it really was a feast for the eyes. Finally made my way into Pasto. This was my last stop in Colombia, and I was here for Christmas weekend. A couple of days I'm spending in Pasto, Colombia, which is actually my last stop, my last city in Colombia. I've been in Colombia now for 6 weeks. It has been amazing. It's very hard to leave because it's such a beautiful country, full of beautiful people, and but I have places to go and people to see. But Pasto is a beautiful city. It's located up in the Andes Mountains, the western spine of the Andes Mountains in southwestern Colombia, and it's just full of colonial architecture and large park, as most great cities have here. That people come to hang out. Today is Christmas, and I'm surprised to see this many people out and about on Christmas, but oh well. Hey folks, so that's it for this episode. As always, I appreciate the comments and the feedback. It is Christmas. I'm good. I know all my families and friends back home are having a good time, and I'm thinking about them, but tomorrow I'm headed into Ecuador. So again, that's it for this episode. Peace out.